So one of the effects I like to use in my videos is something called the Dolly Zoom Effect. It looks a little bit like this. I really like the effect that you get from it because it kind of gives the viewers a sense of scale. Often in images things can look quite close together, so here in this one the town and the mountains look like they're quite close, and as the shot goes on you realise actually how big the valley is in between and the sense of scale that you get with it. So what you're going to need to make this effect is a piece of footage where the camera is moving forwards or backwards and ideally quite stable, and what's important is you want to record it in the highest resolution that you can possible, so ideally at 4K. So we're going to import it into our video editing software. I use Hitfilm Express because I'm poor. So after you've cut down the footage to however long you want it to be and you've done a bit of colour correction, you should have something that looks like this. Here I've got a shot going over some trees with a drone. These kind of shots look really good if you have something in the foreground and in the background. It really gives you that sort of parallax effect. Now what we're going to do is turn this into a composite shot, and we're going to go down to transform and scale. Now because this is a shot moving forwards, we want it fully zoomed out at the end, and at the beginning you guys can choose what you want to put. Let's start with maybe 200. See what that looks like. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We can make the warping more extreme even by, say, pushing it all the way up to 350. Now here you're really starting to notice the blurriness and the detail, so this is why it's important to record it in the highest resolution that you can. And here you get an even more extreme effect as the depth of field changes. You might want to go for something a bit more subtle, so say about 150, which will look something like this. You can play around with different sizes of scales. It will give your footage a different look and different feel depending on what you're going for. I hope that helped you guys. I've got a couple of other videos on video editing technique, so if you're interested you can go check them out. I'll link them up here. So if the footage is already pretty low quality, it'll be even worse once you zoom in, and it will start to pixelate.